A group assignment. Therefore, when Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and dispute with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain others of them should go up to Jerusalem to the apostles and elders about this question. Acts 15, verse 2. I don't need to join a church. Jack told me. I'll be God's secret agent, and I'll effect change from the outside. He had been resisting the idea of becoming part of the church for weeks, and now he had decided that he would go it alone, effecting change in the world by himself. Unfortunately, Jack's thinking about church is not all that uncommon. Millions of people describe themselves as spiritual, but have no formal religious affiliation. And even when presented with the gospel of Christ, they still see no need to become part of a church. Chalk it up to cynicism, born of centuries of church-state abuse, or perhaps to a generation that finds long-term commitments risky. Many of those same millions, after all, are also hesitant about marriage. So can Christians go it alone? Some have had to because they happen to be the only believers in the vicinity. But given a choice, the New Testament is clear. Christians were not meant to exist in isolation. When Jesus told his disciples that they were to go and make disciples of all nations, he told them as a group. After he told them to wait in Jerusalem for the outpouring of the Spirit as a group, after Pentecost, many of them set out for the mission field. But when disputes arose, such as what to do with the Gentiles who wanted to come into the church reconvened as a group. In the landscape of the New Testament, Paul looms large and is perhaps the most influential of the apostles. He certainly wrote the largest portion, but even the great apostle, commissioned by Christ himself, submitted himself to the judgment of the church community. When questions were raised about his evangelistic methods among the Gentiles, he made the trip to Jerusalem where the larger group could consider the matter. Solitary Christians run the risk of heading down theological rabbit holes or making decisions that may not be wise. And solitary Christians, none of whom possess all of the gifts of the Spirit, also have no hope of carrying the everlasting gospel to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. Well, there has been radio and television and other forms of communication, etc., for decades. But the job Jesus gave to the whole world is to be carried out together.